Right guys, Billy here from the Wood Junki and on to another project. So I'm going to make something again here now. I'm making it out of 6x1 pine and a bit of 8x1 pine. Something I've never made before. Something that's in my head. I've seen something similar and I've just got this idea in my head how I want to do it. So I'm just going to cut the waffle and let's get into the build. So I just put a little stop block there. Just that'll give me 19 centimetres, and that is with accounting for the curve of the blade as well. Got this scrap piece of board. It was a 6x1. I did it for the project, just glued together, and I'm a bit short. I don't want to break into another full board, so I'll get two pieces that I need out of this. It won't matter that way for a minute because I'm going to be ripping it down anyway. I'm just going to leave that stop block on just in case I need some more cut up, because like I say, all this is in my head. So right, these bits here, I just want to sort of rip them down roughly by half. So they are 1443. So if I just go 71, something like that, just a rough guide. So I get to use one of the world famous Wood Junki push blocks. So what I've done is I've brung my blade up just to over that there. I've set it over to 30 degrees. It was spot on my saw. Scrap of wood. I have a few of these dotting about and I just use scraps with odd sizes, and I just checked it and it is spot on. I can't see no light in between that, so that's what I want to go for. And I'm just going just to move that to set this up, and I'll just run that through till I get so where I'm coming to the edges, so I can then turn it over and do it the other way. I've done 6 there, so what I can do now, this will give me an idea of how high I'm going to go and whether I need to cut any more wood up. So that is 11.5 centimetres, so there's 3, so that's 33, 34.5, 34.5, and then the top and bottom, yeah. Next job is go through all these, but what I'm going to do at the minute, I'm just going to go in, have a quick coffee, warm my hands up, and then get to it. Right, so I'm going to glue all these together, so I'm just going to get a bit of tape. I've just set up a straight edge here. You know, some people don't do that. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. Nothing too spot on about these. And I'm just going to run some tape along the backs. Now let's turn it over. I've lost my spreader, so I'm just doing it like this, and I'll clean up afterwards. Just roll it all together. And I've already got a couple of pieces of this sticky stuff here, tape. And then just sort of manipulate it. So, you know, just give it a look. And then just any excess, get it away, especially on the insides there. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put a brad, a 25mm brad, 2 in each side. Just go around them all. Just check it inside for make sure nothing's come through. So at the back here, I want some kind of stop. I don't want it to go full sort of way over because it's just for cleaning the thing, sort of future-proofing it. So I'm just using some scrap here, and I just want some stops about, you know, about 4 centimetres, 40 mil. The sort to have, trust me. So this is going to sort of sit in there, and I'm going to screw it from the underneath, but I'm just going to glue it and just leave it. I'm going to have a cup of coffee because I'm just letting the glue dry up anyway, just to give me a bit of purchase on it, and it just helps it a bit, the glue and the screw, and it just makes it a bit more secure. But like I say, you guys could make them your own sort of way. And I'm just going to leave that to sit up good 20 minutes. I'll go in and have a cup of coffee. I'm just waiting for glue to dry anyway, so it makes sense. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to drill an hole in there to insert a screw up to there that'll hold that. I tell you what I am impressed with, these arc bits, you know, I'm not trying to flog them on you, but honestly, I've been brutal with these, and they're holding up, they're really good. Arc, look them up guys. One thing while you're doing projects, I know I'm making a specific project, but this project's changed twice already as I'm making it. It started off as one thing, it's changed to another, and I'm seeing an actual other project now. It's really good when you know, future down the line, I'll put that in my book, and that's what you need to do. Right, I'm gonna need to let them dry for a while now. Now it's freezing here, and it'll take ages to dry, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put them on a tray and put them in front of the log burner in the house. Now Shella is gonna go absolutely mental at me, but needs must. So I'll wait until she's out of the way for a bit, and then I'll put them there, and then when she comes in, she's got no choice. I'll probably get my head kicked in, but never mind. Sometimes you've just got to do what you got to do. So right in front of the log burner, I'll turn them round. You know, hopefully she won't be back before I've got them sort of dry enough, but we'll see. Right, so what I need 2 20cm boards this way. So just mark that over, struck a line. I could have used the miter saw, but I want to practice me sort of sawing techniques and stuff like that. So this is good practice because you won't actually see this bit underneath. So I'm just practicing sawing to my line here and just getting my technique right. So on the base, I just want to pull up 2 centimetres here, and probably, I'll see how it is with 4 centimetres here. I just need to give it a bit of a pitch, like that. Not perfect, but it'll do. Right, let's see how this pitch sits. That's okay. So what I'm going to do is drill 2 holes, one there, one there, one there. It doesn't really matter where you put these, to be honest. I'll just pop a bit of glue on there, don't really need it, but I'll just do it anyway. Simple little stand. I'll give that a sand over, but I want 2 of them. Right, what I'm working out here is just hole placements for when I fit the structure together. Hopefully this will work. And I'll drill through that, and I'll drill through, and I've made some there on this one on the base, so I'll drill up from underneath. Before I sort of do a bit of routing and a bit of sanding, just get this out of the way. So just looking at it, some places look a little bit gappy. It is pine, and it's my first attempt at doing hexagons, that kind of stuff. But I might be able to address that a bit better, make it look a bit better when I come to sanding it and finishing it. If you haven't got a good quality mask, dust mask, check these out. I'll leave a link in the description. Base Camp. Good masks for, you know, woodworking. And I'm not just trying to flog at you. You see me use it all the time, so the proof is in the pudding there. Right, so I want to do something with these gaps. I could leave them, they don't look too bad, but I just can't leave it like that. I'm doing a video, I need to show you. There's various ways of trying to get these gaps looking a little bit better. One's like getting like a metal sort of, you know, thing and just pressing the ends in together like that. I've tried that before. I don't like doing that. Maybe just me, I don't know. But this one, just a bit of glue in there into the gaps. Run a bit of this sawdust that's all over the place, all over it. While it's here, you might as well. I'm just going to wipe any sort of excess away now. That's sort of down the sides. Don't worry about the sawdust everywhere. It sort of helps to it, if anything. And that already is making it better. And then I'm just going to sand over it. And that now, you can't see any gaps at all. So that is, you know, good trick I picked up from watching YouTube videos myself. But that works perfectly. Right, so the base is just going to get same sanding with a 180 grit. So I'm just marking where I want the base of this to sit. I'm just using my ruler as a mark there. This is the underside. And then I am just going to put a bit of glue along here. Just spread it. I ain't got a spreader. You get the drift. That's all it needs, just that. And then I'm just going to line that up with them holes. Just rub it back and forward a bit. It's going to slip a bit, that, but, you know, just take care. And I'll just let that sit and just bind up for about 10-15 minutes. Come back to it and screw it all together. Just always checking that that's on that line. So on this section here again, I'm just putting some more glue, and I'm just going to quickly, simply sit them on that, rock it back and forward just till I can feel a bit of a bite. In fact, what I should do is put this up a little bit. Let's get a bit more about there. Feel that biting already. And then this one next to it, just make sure I've got them the right way round, like so. So in my haste, I made a bit of a balls up. I should have thought of this a different way, but luckily I've got this tool and I can get that in there over the screw head and get that screwed down, and it works fantastically well. So guys, there's it's finished. I am not putting any finish on because I wanted to put hard wax oil on, and it's a bit too cold, so I'm going to wait until the weather gets a bit better, and then I'm going to put hard wax oil. It'll go all funny, I know it will, but like a geometric hexagonal wine rack type thing. It started off as a different project altogether, but I just kept seeing different things, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to try this. Now I could have stacked them a different way. You're probably asking. In the middle there you can put like corkscrews, that kind of stuff. Sits on like a slanted base, just something nice and sort of easy to look at. So sits back, so them bottles are not going to fall out. They fit perfectly in there. Let me know in the comments what you think. And as a bonus, yep, you guessed it, I made two, because I know for a simple fact one of my sister-in-laws will want one, or my daughter will want one, or somebody. I don't drink anyway, me and Shelly don't drink, we don't even drink wine. These bottles of wine here, interesting story. Them three there are empty, this one's full, and nobody knows where the wine went. Weird that, isn't it? So if you let me know in the comments, guys, what you think of them, that'd be fantastic. I absolutely love the look of them. And I will hard wax oil. Let me know what sort of finish you'd put on them. I could have Danish styled them, but I've been doing that a lot, and that spray lacquer. But I think hard wax oil, because they'll probably sit in a kitchen environment. But yeah, I love them. They look really, really nice. Let me know in the comments what you think. And on to the next one, people. I love you all.